Hello and welcome to my channel, Boo Snakes and More. Today we're going to be reading a story I wrote called Crescent Hollow Legend. For more videos like this, watch my other house channel, A&A Snakes and Stuff, my youngest son's channel, Henny's Toys and Games, or my oldest son's channel, Little Chris 10. Now let's dive into the video, and I hope you enjoy this story. In the small town of Crescent Hollow, the fog clung to the trees like a veil obscuring the world beyond. It was a town shrouded in mystery, its past filled with whispers of horror. But no one dared to speak openly about the gruesome legend of its most infamous inhabitant, Crane Durrell. Crane had been a quiet, unamusing young man living on the outskirts of town with his mother. They were reclusive, keeping to themselves, with Crane rarely seen except when he ventured into town for supplies. But that was before the tragedy, before the fire. The Durrell family home had gone up in flames one stormy night, lightning striking the old rotting roof and igniting the dry wood like tinder. By the time anyone arrived, the house was consumed and Crane's mother was found inside, burnt beyond recognition. No one found Crane's body. They assumed he had died in the blaze, lost with his mother. But then the disappearances began. It started with a group of teenagers who ventured into the woods near the old Durrell property for a night of camping and drinking. They never returned. Search parties combed the area, but all they found were bloodstains and shredded tents. Over the years, more people vanished. Hunters, hikers, even curious drifters drawn by the eerie allure of the town's dark history. The locals spoke of a figure seen moving through the trees at dusk, a hulking shadow, masked and monstrous, wielding a rusty axe. His presence was felt more than seen, a sense of dread that lingered in the woods. They called him the Reaper of Crescent Hollow, though no one was certain if it was Crane Durrell or something else entirely. One autumn night, 5 teenagers from the nearby town of Blairwood decided to test the legend. They laughed at the warnings, "Go to bed," of the townsfolk, dismissing them as nothing more than ghost stories meant to scare tourists. They loaded up their truck with beer and camping gear, determined to spend the night near the ruins of the Durrell house. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the sky darkened, and the thick canopy overhead swallowed the last rays of the setting sun. The air grew colder, and the sounds of the forest quieted. It was as if even the wildlife knew to stay away. "Come on, guys, this is just a stupid campfire story," said Jack, the group's de facto leader. He was tall, muscular, and confident, always eager to prove his bravery. "There's no such thing as the Reaper. Crane Durrell's been dead for years." "Then what happened to all those people?" asked Rachel, skeptic but visibly unnerved. "Probably got lost in the woods, or it's just an urban legend," Jack replied with a shrug. The group set up their camp near the decaying foundation of the Durrell house. The air smelled of damp earth and something faintly metallic. As the fire crackled and they passed around beers, the unease seemed to lift. They joked, told stories, and tried to forget where they were. But then they heard it, a soft rustling in the bushes nearby. The laughter died. Jack stared out, peering into the darkness, but saw nothing. Probably just an animal, he muttered, though his voice wavered. Suddenly a branch snapped, and the group jumped. They strained their eyes against the gloom, but it was too dark to see beyond the flickering firelight. "Let's just stay calm," Jack said, trying to reassure the others. Then, without warning, a hulking figure stepped into the circle of light. Towering and grotesque, his face was obscured by a crude, weathered mask, and in his hand he gripped a massive axe. The firelight glittered off the rusted blade. The Reaper had found them. Chaos erupted as the teenagers scrambled to their feet. Screaming, Jack grabbed a nearby branch, trying to defend his friends, but the Reaper moved with terrifying speed for someone so large. With a single swing of the axe, Jack was cut down, his body crumbling to the ground in a heap. Rachel and the others bolted into the woods, their hearts pounding in their chests. They could hear the heavy footsteps behind them, the snap of branches, the slow, deliberate pursuit. It was as if the Reaper knew they couldn't escape. He was in no rush. One by one they fell, dragged back into the darkness, their screams swallowed by the night. The Reaper's mask never moved, never wavered. His eyes, hidden behind the cold, expressionless mask, were dead and empty. His mind lost to whatever madness had consumed
His mom!
him after the fire.
I'm kidding. What the fuck are you reading?
By dawn, only Rachel remained. She stumbled through the forest, her breath ragged, her body bruised and bloody. The Reaper was always just behind her, restless, unstoppable. She didn't know how long she had been running or how far she had gone. But as the sun began to rise, she collapsed near the edge of town, too weak to continue. The townsfolk found her there, trembling and incoherent, babbling about the Reaper. They knew what had happened. They always knew. Crescent Hollow's dark secret would live on, just as Crane Giroux did, forever hunting those foolish enough to trespass on his cursed land. And the Reaper would wait, always waiting for the next unfortunate soul to step into his woods. Thank you for watching this video, and peace out till the next one.